boys! It's that time! Divinity, sailing, gaming, all you need to know in one video. I don't need to say more, let's go. Alright, well, first of all, Happy New Year's to everyone. I hope you had a great year and that the next one will be even better. Okay, so first new skill we're gonna cover is Divinity. It definitely should be your main priority once you get into World 5. So basically you put characters in a meditation state by clicking on the altar, and you can unlock different meditation states by leveling up your Divinity. For the first 2 or 3 days, when you reach World 5, you might just want to put 9 characters on it. Trust me, it's worth losing your lab bonuses until you unlock the second god, which is the bear, also known as Arctis, giving you the ability to make the characters linked to it count as active in lab even if they are not physically in lab. Then you'll want to link the bear to at least 6 characters or whatever the amount of characters you need to complete your regular lab setup. Then keep pushing Divinity to unlock the 3rd and 4th god. Once you get the 3rd god, it's pretty good on Bubo if you're pushing portals with him, and it's also very good on Bowman if you're still working on your Death Note. It could also be used for your Blood Berserker if you want to work on your Zhao and Chao stacks. The 4th god is insane in my opinion. It makes your current samples count as 3 times their current amount, and also adds up with the lab bonus that makes your sample 2 times bigger if you want. So let's say you have a squire physically in lab with that Divinity linked. A 1 million copper ore sample will actually give you 5 million copper ore per hour, so that's pretty crazy if you ask me. So I'll share my actual Divinity setup and explain why I did it that way. There are probably better setups out there that I didn't think about, so don't take what I'm about to show you guys as the best setup ever and think about how you want yours to be. But I'm pretty happy with this, so for now I'll be happy to share it with you guys. So first I got the bear on 4 guys to make them active in lab. First things it does is keep my lab active while those 4 guys get the doubled samples from lab. So I chose characters that I don't use a lot and that have important samples. In my case it's my Blood Berserker for fishing samples, 1 Squire for mining sample, 1 Mage for chopping samples, and 1 Archer for catching samples. Then I got Harryep on 3 guys. 2 of them are physically in lab, so times 2 samples from lab plus times 3 from Harryep. That's a 5-time multiplier on those 2, so 1 sampling chopping and 1 sampling mining. The 3rd one gets triple samples, but I lit him on the altar to keep making Divinity progress since I don't need more than 6 guys in lab. Then I chose the Mantis god on my main bowman. He's currently pushing World 5 maps and getting kill counts on the Death Note. I plan on getting every monster of every world to 100 mil soon with him, and maybe candy a couple billion Gmash soon. Late sailing seems to have a good multi-kill and damage artifact, so I'm trying to be patient before spending my candies again. Then I decided to put Snake on my Maestro for now, which is farming rare drops, especially HAMPTERs for World 5 weapons. Might put him back on Divinity once I get my weapons done. Once I do that, I'll probably remove the bear from my Blood Berserker and give him Snake for a 30% AFK gains on cooking. And finally, I didn't really know what to do with my Beastmaster, so I gave him Elephant just to try it. When you claim AFK time on a character linked with the elephant, it gives the same amount of time on either refinery, 3D printer, cooking, breeding, sailing, or gaming. So there's only 2 of those that I wouldn't be happy getting, which are breeding and cooking, so it's definitely not bad. There are definitely other possibilities of Divinity setups, and there are some Divinities I haven't unlocked yet that are very good, like the Tiger that doubles Divinity gains for all characters, which I will definitely link to a character once I get it. but I hope it gives you an idea of how I choose which gods to link to which characters with that thought process. Keep in mind that it all depends on your actual goals, so you really have to think about it on your own. Before jumping into sailing, I have two very important tips about Divinity. First off, keep in mind that you can only switch your Divinity links once per week on weekly reset, or after unlocking a new god. And just to be clear, if you want to unlink multiple characters, you have to unlink them all at once. So make sure to select all your characters that you want to unlink before clicking unlink. The second tip is to optimize your next sampling session. One thing you can do is wait for your weekly reset. Save that unlink possibility until there's only like 1 day left until the next weekly reset. Then link everyone to the Snake Divinity for 30% AFK gains. Resample on everyone, then redo your Divinity setup as you want it once you're done sampling. That's what I did this week, and my gosh, those new samples are juiced out of this world. Alright, it's now time to get into sailing. So sailing is the part of World 5 that will boost your account the most with artifacts. It's pretty simple. First, you unlock captains on the far right of World 5 town, plus captain slots and boat slots in the crew section. Then you want to assign your captains to your boats and make them travel to different islands to unlock different artifacts. By traveling to different islands, you will also gain different resources shown on this panel. They will all be used to increase your boat's loot value and speed. Then eventually you'll have a large amount of boats. You can spread your boats on multiple islands to keep gaining different resources to upgrade your boats and get the chance to unlock every artifact and ancient artifact. Even if, let's say, you unlocked every ancient artifact on the first island, I think it's still worth keeping a boat on it to collect resources for boat upgrades, and some of those resources are also used in other places like alchemy. There are 3 things you can do to optimize your sailing progress, not including the gem shop. First is having golden HAMPTER food on everyone that can make you get huge gains on sailing. Every time you claim AFK time on your characters, you'll have a chance to proc additional sailing time. So collecting AFK gains on everyone every now and then will help you immensely on sailing. Just make sure to collect your boats every time sailing time procs. You can also equip the sailing active bubble to have a better chance to proc sailing time on AFK characters. And then you want to do some quests in World 5 with all your characters for some free sailing bottles. Once you have many boats, there's one little trick you absolutely need to do in order to not waste a bunch of sailing progress. When you click on your sailing map, that's when your boats will actually move, so to be sure you don't waste sailing time, right when you open the sailing UI, you can either open your inventory or click escape on your keyboard to close the interface right away. That way you can collect the first boats and open the map again to make your boats move again, and do that as many times as you need to not waste progress. You really have to be fast on the escape button, because if you're not, your boats will just stop moving and you'll waste a bunch of sailing time. Also, if you want to try to be as efficient as possible, try to keep the timer of each boat at 2 hours. Let's say you put one boat on an island that's further away and it takes, for example, like 6 hours. You might want to try to put a faster boat to see if you can make the travel time faster. I think the UI of sailing could be improved a lot. It's a little confusing for now to really be efficient, and I think some bonuses don't even work for now, like cloud discovery and new artifact chance. So I hope it gets fixed soon and that the UI gets reworked a little. For now, just try to keep faster boats on far islands to keep your timers around 2 hours. Alright, jumping into gaming. So gaming is pretty straightforward. You got plants on the main screen that will grow over time. You collect them to gain bits, and those bits are used to pump multiple upgrades in gaming itself to gain more and more bits. Those bits are used to increase a multitude of bonuses, for example Divinity bonuses, World 5, alchemy bubbles and more. but I would advise you to focus on increasing bits gains themselves before trying to upgrade anything else with those bits. So first thing you need to know is that each plant has 4 tiers. They can evolve from tier 1 to tier 4, and each evolution will make you gain more bits. Also, by discovering every tier of every plant, you'll gain a multiplier that you can see in the logbook. And there are 2 ways to make them evolve. You can either just let them grow on screen. You can compare that to your eggs in breeding. If they stay there, they'll have a chance to evolve by themselves. And you can also use the cactus plant, which has a chance to make plants around it evolve when you collect it. So first off is the fertilizer section. You can spend bits to make your plants give more bits. You can reduce the time for plants to grow, and finally increase the maximum capacity of plants you can stack on your base screen. After that we got the mutation section. That's where you will unlock new plants which gives different bonuses. For example, the cactus is the 4th plant you'll unlock. Once you get them, make sure to click on your cactuses first to have a chance to evolve plants around them. Then we have the imports section, which is where you will unlock all this stuff that's on my screen right now. First off is the sprinkler. You can also get it in the gem shop earlier if you want. Over time it will gain stacks, which you can see on the top of your screen, and when you click on it, it will make that number of plants grow. Just make sure to have plants slot available when you use it. The second unlock in the import section is the shovel. It will give you nuggets that add a multiplier to your bits gains. There are 2 factors to consider regarding the shovel. First off, it has a timer that's hidden in the game, which I will show you on screen right now. If you use the shovel, you need to wait at least 1 hour to get another nugget. So if you click again on the shovel too early, it will reset this timer. So make sure to wait at least 1 hour before every shovel use. And know that the shovel level increases the minimum and maximum nugget value you can get. It's pure luck in a way because you still can get crazy high nugget multiplier with a low level shovel, but increasing its level will increase your chance to get a bigger multiplier. Then third one is the squirrel. This little guy will give you acorns when you click on him, which can increase those 2 bonuses. And the 4th unlock is the shell, which gives you another bonus on bits gains depending on the amount of evolutions you do. So once you unlock the shell, every plant that evolves will count into it to make its multiplier bigger. And finally, the 5th unlock is the rock. It's good to use if you can collect your plants pretty often when you're actively playing, but if you cannot collect your stuff every hour or so, you might just want to turn it off. I have not spoiled myself on the next unlock, so you'll have to wait and see by yourself. And finally, I'd like to talk about some other stuff available for us to do with this new update. So there are quests you can do on every single character for free sailing and gaming bottles. The NPC for that quest is on the first map of monsters in World 5. There are 5 new alchemy bubbles for every cauldron you should try to unlock if it's not done already. They are very good. For the next parts, feel free to pause to screenshot what I'll be showing. So, new stamps to unlock, new vials to roll, new post office boxes coming from sailing artifacts, new possible max waves on every tower defense with the new Voidinator tower, which means bigger gains on worship, plus a new worship totem in World 5 giving a new soul which has a vial and is used on different crafts and alchemy upgrades. There are new meals in cooking that you can unlock with existing spices, plus new spices to unlock, so a bunch of new meals to get to Diamond Plate for Diamond Chef, and some of those meals are very good. We've got the slab located in World 5 town. This thing works exactly like Looty from the Hunter. Every item you get will count into it, and many new bonuses get stronger as your slab counts gets higher. Sadly, some items we had already gotten were not accounted in the slab, but it's really worth spending some time to get it to at least 1000 if you can. Then new trees to chop and new bugs to catch, so make sure to have at least one mage and one archer pushing maps to at least sample those new resources. If you already have troll gear and diabolical weapons, you can upgrade those to the new magma gear, but you first need to drop the recipes, which are all rare drops on different Wolf 5 maps. We also have a new prayer available if you can reach wave 120 on the Goblin Tower defense, which wasn't possible before, and it's a very good one, so try to unlock it. We've got new monsters, which means new Zhao and Chow stacks for the Blood Berserker to get more damage and more efficiency on cooking, so you might want to do that if you can before putting him back on the kitchen. If you had not done your Chow on World 4 mobs, just know you can now use candy to do that if you want. And finally, some new carry capacity bags, so we can upgrade some stamps further than what was possible before World 5. And I think that's pretty much it for now. I hope you're enjoying World 5, and if you're not there yet, I hope this video will help you once you get there. If you enjoyed this video and made it till the end, please consider to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace!